Okay, so I'm a new runner and I was looking for a watch because using my phone with Strava was really quite a pain and I needed something convenient. Now, obviously there's all these smartwatches from like Samsung, Apple, whatever. I was looking at those and I'm like, no, those are way too expensive for me. I'm not investing that much just to track my running. Besides, those apparently had horrible battery life. They didn't even last a day. I was looking at actual running watches. Two brands that really stuck out, Garmin and COROS. The Garmin was still a little expensive for me, but COROS was really affordable for what it is. And supposedly they both had really good battery lives. So I ended up buying the COROS Pace 3. Once I got it, the setup process was super easy. All it did was turn on, and then you had to scan the QR code with the COROS app, and then it linked it, and you set up your COROS account and stuff. And then I was able to go into the app. I will show you the COROS app at the end of the video. Let's take a look at the COROS Pace 3. As you can see, I have this little Christmas watch face. You can change the watch faces straight from the app on your phone, and then it links it via Bluetooth. This button has the scroll wheel, and I actually have it so it locks so it doesn't like mess around. This is the scroll wheel where you can scroll between things, then you can select things by pressing it. And this is the back button, so like you can go back between things. And if you hold this, you have all these different functions. I don't even have the time to go through. But here you can change the watch face. So I have this Christmas one. Also have, some other ones that you can change. You can save up to 5 or 6. Wait, I don't actually know. You can save quite a few, and then you can select the color you want. Some of them aren't really that customizable, but on here you can see I have my basic info that you can see. This one's nice. They all differ. So this one you can see I can change between, elevation, steps I've taken, and then the calories I burned today. So that's pretty great. And then you get the heart rate up there and the amount of battery it has. Now let's talk about the battery. The battery is the best part of this watch. Well, when I got it, I went for a run and then I charged it because it was at like 80%. So I charged it right after that. So then I charged it to 100%. Took about like 10 minutes, really fast. The connector is it's not like USB-C or anything. It's something you have to, specific to COROS. So you had to buy their specific charging cable if you lose it or something, but they have it on the website. But this lasted like 2 weeks. I didn't charge it for 2 weeks. And it was still at like 40%. And so I could have gone probably 3, maybe 3.5 weeks without charging it. Now granted, I wasn't really using the GPS that much. For not using, like if you're just traveling and stuff, doing your day-to-day thing, not really doing dedicated GPS exercises and stuff, you can use this for ages and it's amazing. While some watches, like just having it on, it drains the battery within like a day. It says estimated 13 days with 85%. And then with GPS usage time, it's 22 hours. And then you can see like the battery usage that you've been using. But if you look at other things, you know, you can actually do a stopwatch, alarm. The alarm is pretty great. You can't change the sound, but you know, it's pretty nice to have it on your wrist. It also vibrates when it goes off. And then this button is to snooze, and this button is to turn it off. I always click the snooze button. I'm like, oh no, I didn't want to snooze. Navigation, there's actually a compass on here, but realistically you could just not have your phone and it would be fine because it links it. Once it has a connection to your phone, like via Bluetooth, it syncs it all with the app. So like it syncs all your data for the day, like your steps and your calories and stuff and all your activity. So if you scroll up, it's just a loop. It's very simple. At the top, you can see all the stuff today. As you can see, I haven't done anything today, which is kind of sad, but I've been resting. So yeah, you can see, you can perform a fitness test. I haven't actually done those because I'm like, I want to just track my stuff. You can see the training load and you can see how much intensity you've done. So if you get to like that really dark red, you might want to chill a little bit. And you can see how much you've recovered. I don't know if this is entirely accurate. Obviously it differs between people. You can see sleep. So you just wear this. Another point is that this is extremely light. People say that the other band is a lot lighter than this one, but I'm like, it's not the band that concerns me. It's the actual head. That's the weight of it. Because the band, like, it's just holding you on there. This band's pretty nice. It's breathable. You can easily like just put it underwater and wash it and stuff because it's made of silicone, not silicon. It's not a CPU. But yeah, you can see your sleep. You can see your REM, your light, your deep. You can't really 100% trust this. Like, I don't even know what it's basing off of. I'm pretty sure it's just heart rate. Yeah, and as you can see, Thanksgiving break, nice, lots of sleep. It's nice to know a vague idea of what kind of sleep I have, how much REM sleep, how much deep sleep or whatever I have. And then you can see your stress. You can turn this off if you want. It's in the settings. But yeah, you can see how much stress you have throughout the day, probably based on heart rate once again. It's like when you go do exercise, it's gonna be like high stress because you're high in your heart rate. Heart rate variable, you can see that. You can see the weather. It syncs with your phone. So you can see, for the next 6 hours. And then you can see till sunrise and sunset. And you can see the pressure around you. So as you can see where I live, it's very nice and gradual. Some places probably like Colorado or something, it's gonna be like differs where you go. You can see your elevation and then your heart rate. And you can see your notifications from your phone, so that's pretty nice. You can see the settings, got Wi-Fi, you can link some other things like the other COROS accessories like the heart rate thing that goes on your arm. You can see the sensors, pair your phone, and then more settings. You can see like touch, it does have a touchscreen. I have it turned off because I like the dial, I like the physical instead of touching it. You can turn off vibrations and stuff, which I did. And you can choose which wrist it's on, which is important because it customizes things based on that. Yeah, overall, that's pretty much everything on the watch. When you go, you can press this just on the home screen and you can choose your activity. I chose the various things. They have everything on here and you can choose more of them. So if you want just your basic ones that you use most often, I have run on there. That's the one I use. Hiking, other things. I even have jump rope, which is cool. I might use that during the winter. Let's look at the COROS app now. So on the COROS app, you can see the main page. This is where it shows your stats, and it has everything that was on the watch itself. So if you just want to look at your phone and have the bigger screen, you can do that. As you can see, it's got sleep, it's got stress, it's got everything on here. And you got activities on here. You get the map. Obviously not going to show that. And then over here, you've got your devices. So obviously I just have the Pace 3. And then you've got a bunch of things on here. You got settings here. Go over to the Pace 3, and here's all the settings for it. You can check for like firmware updates. You can make routes and stuff. You can actually find your COROS Pace 3, and you can see about it and stuff. And then over here, you can get the watch faces. So this is where you choose them. You can download them. Obviously you're gonna need internet for that. So you got a whole bunch of them. You can filter by popular too. And then what I like is the animated ones. Well, I know that isn't the best for battery life. It does pause them after a certain amount of time, so it's not going to be sucking your battery life. But when it is animating, it's going to be using a little bit more battery. But I like using these ones. There's a lot of great ones here. You choose them from there. And then, for example, when you want one, you can send it, but then you have to replace it if you have, so you can choose up to 10, assuming there's probably a certain amount of onboard storage with the watch, which is how they store this. And you can select which one you would like to replace it with, and it will send it to the watch. So then you can also make a custom one, so you can create your own just with an image. I've never done that, but if you want to do that, if you don't like any of the ones on here, you can create your own and customize it as you wish. There's also a user manual on here, I didn't even realize. Just goes to the website. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate it if you did. And yeah, I really like this watch as a beginner runner and as a not too rich person. This is really nice. If you're just wanting to record your exercises on a convenient watch like this, I would consider this for the battery life, for the pros. I don't really have any cons about it. Except I do have one little con, is that this plastic, I don't know if you can see it, but this plastic, it did scratch from something, so that just proves it's a little cheaper on the outside. But I mean, I don't really care. The screen hasn't gotten scratched at all. It must have some sort of protection. Yeah, I would definitely stray away from those expensive like Apple Watches and stuff. If you just want to record your running, you can link this to Strava very easily in the COROS app, and it's very convenient because then once you finish your run, which I can show you after this, it just sends you a notification. Or you can just open the Strava app immediately and it'll give you the run and you can upload it to your Strava profile. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.